things in life that you wish you could do? Are there certain things that you look that other people do and you go, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could talk like them on stage. Maybe I wish I could have the confidence to go over and maybe chat up people of same sex or opposite sex. Or do I just wish that I actually could have the confidence to, take that level of risk? If that's you, then you're in the right place. My name is Anne Goodall. I'm an intuitive hypnotherapist. And today I want to give you 5 tips for confidence. That's right, 5 tips that you need to actually have confidence. Now let me say right from the beginning, what these tips are about are actually giving somebody what's called authentic confidence. What do I mean by that? Well, authentic confidence is basically when you just, you come across to the other person as being like, yeah, look, I can do this. I know what I'm doing. I genuinely know what I do. Inauthentic confidence is often the people who are sometimes very suave, they can be very polished, it can be all sound right. But at the end of the day, if somebody has what I refer to as a BS detector, then the other person that they're communicating with will actually know it's like, that guy or that woman is full of you know what. So when I'm talking about confidence and I'm talking about giving you the 5 tips for confidence, I'm actually talking about authentic confidence. Now, one thing you should probably know before we start is that if you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, confidence, yeah, I could definitely do it more confidence. Sometimes we have a tendency to think that we are the only person that actually doesn't have confidence. I'm going to tell you now, straight up, right off the get-go, no question, lack of confidence is so rampant in the world. And a lot of times, here's the thing, very often you might actually be sitting in the audience thinking, oh, I wish I had the confidence to sell my product like that, or I wish I had the confidence to whatever. Very often the person that's actually on the stage is not actually internally feeling that confident. So sometimes people who perceive that they lack confidence think that the other people are actually only doing it because they've got these oodles of confidence inside. Most times, very often, that's actually not the case. Sometimes they're just literally doing it. They're running on adrenaline. But here's the thing. That's one of the things that you need to know. If you never do something, you see, confidence is not something that you, how do we say this? It's not something you can go to the shops and buy, obviously, yeah? But it's also, confidence is not something you just wake up on a Tuesday morning and you go, whoa, okay, I've got confidence, Let's think about something. Let's talk about a career. Say somebody who's maybe an eye surgeon, yeah? If you went in and you were getting somebody to operate on your eyes, which is your eyesight, I don't know about for you, but for me, my eyesight is hugely important, right? You would want somebody that's confident, but you'd also want somebody that's not just, BS confident. You'd actually want somebody who's actually competent. So one of the first things that people forget about or don't realize when it comes to confidence is that confidence really should come with competence. So if you need to, whatever it is that you actually want to be confident in, it's not just that abracadabra, use a magic wand and suddenly you're going to be confident about it. Not at all. The level of confidence needs to come with competence. So think back. Think about some of the things that you have mastered. Seriously, think for a moment. Some of the things that you have now mastered. And as you think about them, you realize that you have a higher level of competence than you would have at the beginning. So the first thing is understanding that confidence comes with competence. So what is it? What is it actually that wrecks our confidence? What's the difference between somebody who gets up and actually does something on, I'm just using stage as a really good example. Even say doing a video like this, yeah? You say, oh wow, you can, some people watching this video and you might, some people will judge this video and think, oh, you maybe are rabbit, they say, oh, you talk too much, or you didn't do this, or you did whatever. Well, my thing to you is, are you on video? Are you actually doing this? Because if you're not doing something, then maybe you should kind of, understand how easy or difficult something is before you go and actually point the finger at others. In fact, we live in such a world at the moment. In my clinic, when I was operating down in New South Wales, I had a number of people who come to see me who had been on reality TV. Now, I don't know if you ever going to have an opportunity to go on reality TV, but let me tell you something straight off the back. Be really, really mindful before you do it. Because some people have this incredible, they have this like spring starts their career and they become known and everything is amazing and they get really good deals. And some people it's probably quite neutral and they go back, and the most that happens is maybe if they go to the markets or they go out somewhere, somebody goes, oh, I recognize you, and it's all good. But there is a certain amount of people that go on reality TV who end up really, really, really in stump. And the reason they end up in stump, the reason they end up in sometimes having depression or sometimes having social anxiety after it is because we live in a world today where there are so many keyboard warriors, where so many people, literally keyboard cowards, that actually sit behind the computer and actually type up nasty stuff about people. But it's like, who do you think you are to actually do something like that? If anyone watching this and you do that sometimes, it's like, you know what? Just because you don't like somebody, you don't like what they said, it's like, it's cowardly to actually be behind a computer on a keyboard actually sending nasty stuff. And sometimes that's what can wreck somebody's confidence because they're actually worried about what somebody is actually going to say. So one of the key things that prevents us from actually doing sometimes what we want to do. I mean, why do you want confidence? Think about it for a second. Why do you want to be confident? And most times the answer is because there is something in your life that you're not doing at the moment. By the way, if you are watching this video still and you like what I'm saying, please hit the subscribe button, because this is a relatively new channel, and the only way that I get this information out to people, the only way that I get this knowledge out is actually by having subscribers. As we know, a lot of things in our world today is basically run by algorithms, and that's one of the things. So if you're watching this, I'd really appreciate either liking the video, ideally press a like, and then please press the subscribe button if you want more information like this. So one of the things that really holds us back is our self-talk. Yeah, like how many times have you ever wanted to do something and one part of your brain goes, yeah, I want to do it, and then you think it's an amazing idea, and then a few hours later all this negative self-talk comes in and it's just like, wish the idea. It's just, what seemed like an incredible idea maybe at 8 o'clock the night before, by the time you wake up in the morning, 10 o'clock the following day, the whole idea is gone really, really absolutely gone down. And one of the reasons for that is our self-talk. So self-talk is basically when we talk ourselves out of something. So what actually is self-talk? Well, one of the 5 things that we need to understand if you want to get confident, and I'm talking about authentic confidence in doing whatever it is that you want to do, there is literally 5 steps, 5 principles that you need to know. And the first one is you need to know, who are you? What do you mean, who am I? You're talking about what's my name, where do I come from, where do I work? No, I'm not talking about any of that. If you want to be confident at something, you've really got to get internally, inside into your body and go, who are you? And I mean, do you think you are just, your name? Or have you realized that you are energy or a soul or an essence or whatever label you want to put on it? Let's just call it a soul for a second. You are a soul who's come into this body, yes? And you have come in with a purpose. You have come in to learn something and you have come in to do something. And so when you want to do something, like, let's pick anything. Think about something you want to do. Like, who is that person? Is that something that actually aligns with who you are? Because if it is, that's the first question to ask yourself, like, who am I, And if you think you are just that negative voice, because when we come into this body, we don't just come in as the soul, because if we did, I guess we wouldn't grow or learn, because we would know what powerful creators we are. So we'd be able to do everything like that. We wouldn't go through it. So when we come in, we go through this thing called amnesia. So you don't really remember. Part of the life is a spiritual awakening. Sometimes should actually be called simply a spiritual reminding yourself of who you actually are. So the first part of gaining confidence is to ask this very, very important question. Who are you? Who actually are you? And if you are at a knowledge, or you come to a conclusion, or at least you're very open to the fact that you are a soul in your body, then you realize that part of you is a soul, but the other part of you that comes in is literally the ego. And let me tell you now, if there is a part of you that's holding you back from doing what you want to do, that is not your soul. Your soul yearns to be happy. Your soul yearns to actually do what it is that you want to do. But the ego, the human part of us, that ego part, wants to do what it considers to keep us safe. And very often keeping somebody safe actually keeps them small. So really, when you begin to understand this and you have this negative self-talk that comes in, as you learn to be able to disassociate from that, you can go, oh, okay, look, at my soul yearns, whatever. Maybe it's a career choice. Maybe there's a certain career or a certain relationship or something really important that you're actually yearning. And it's like a soul yearning. You deep down, you know you want to do it. But then there's this other part of you that comes and it's like talking you out of it. This part that's talking you out of it, that's coming up with this negative, is part of your ego. And it's the ego is the one that worries about. Sometimes, very often, when somebody lacks confidence, one of the huge things that's going on is because they actually fear judgment. Now let me tell you straight up, your soul does not fear judgment, because your soul knows we're all equal. Your soul knows it's on its own journey. It doesn't have to worry about anything like that. However, the ego part of us believes in being separate. So it believes you have to be the best. And it's basically what keeps people, it's that false, it's that inauthentic confidence. It's that bravo side of things. Bravo, kind of thing. So basically understanding that the negative voice, that you have in your head is literally your ego, and you do not have to be ruled by it. The third thing you need to know is about setting the intention. So whatever it is that you actually want to do, you've got to start that by setting out the intention. So if it is that you want to be a particular career, then it's about creating it. All right, okay, I'm setting my intention. I'm letting the universe know that my intention is to become whatever it is. My intention is to become an author. My intention is to be happily married. Whatever your intention is, but you've got to be able to set that up. That you've got to let the universe know. You got to go, all right, look, that's my intention. And I'm open to whatever opportunities come my way. But if you lack confidence and you don't understand the process, then you're very often and very likely literally talk yourself out of situations before they even happen. You talk yourself out of opportunities. You talk yourself out of, you may, if you're not open to this, then you kind of, you go into a room, and if you don't have the intention set, and you're not understanding who you are, and you're not understanding that this negative voice is simply the ego, and it's something that you don't have to be mastered by, then you're not going to set your intention. The fourth part is understanding you do not have to get it perfect. And that's really, really important. Most people who are struggling with lack of confidence, they have such ridiculously high expectations on self that they literally can't live up to their own expectations. And of course, to get confident, you need to get competence. To get competence, you need to be prepared to actually try something, to give something a decent go, knowing that you're not going to get it perfect. I'm telling you now, I'm in terms of my videos, you watch me on a video in 12 months time, and you will realize my videos will probably most likely have improved astronomically. But if I was to wait until I got that video to be perfect, I'd never get the confidence, because I wouldn't get the competence. So this is the perfectionism that I've had to let go of. I've got to be able to go, you know what? I'm giving out this message genuine from my heart. I'm giving you 5 tips of how you can gain confidence. I'm letting you know that confidence is not something that's ever going to automatically happen, that it comes with competence, and that there is a 5-step process. And one of them is understanding that you don't need to get it perfect. In fact, if you think about it, people like Apple, they bring out phones. You think the first phone was perfect? Of course not. Look at the amount of variations. Even a particular version of a phone, there are versions within versions. Why? Because they don't wait to get it perfect. And the last thing, the 5th one, about the 5th tip for gaining confidence, is just being authentic. Just being you, whatever that actually looks like. And you know what? Some people in the world are absolutely going to love you. They're going to be like, wow, I really like hanging out. I really get you. You're my kind of person. And some people are going to have the exact opposite experience. You know, they might go, you know, don't like her, she's too quiet, she's too loud, she's whatever. So what? Who cares? But the reality is there's a lot of people in the middle that's like, yeah, there's lots of things I like about you and some things I don't. I mean, how many people do you know that some things you really like about them, but there's a few things you go, oh, don't love that. But does that mean you don't love the whole person? No, most oftentimes it's not. So again, a quick recap. 5 things to remember, 5 tips to actually get you to have a higher level of confidence. Ask yourself, who am I? Very, very important. Set the intention of what it is that you actually want to do. Set the intention. Ask the universe. 3rd one, understand the negative self-talk in your head is your ego. And just when you know it is, then you're like, oh, I don't have to be ruled by you. And the ego is terrified about being found out. 4th, understand you don't have to get it perfect. Not at all. You just got to get it started. You just got to get confidence to be confident. So it really is about going, all right, look, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to see how it goes and I'm just take it from there. And then the 5th, most important one of all probably, they're all important, but the one that really will take you through is just being your authentic self. That's all you've got to be. You know, there's 7-8 billion of us on the planet. I don't know exactly how that's calculated, but I do know that there's only one of you. And that's it. That's who you came here to be. You didn't come here to be anybody else. You came here to be you. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something from it. I hope that there's something you take away. So can I ask a favor? Can you please subscribe below? And, please hit a like on it if you like the video. And I'm looking forward. And also in the comments, love to hear your comments. And if there's some other topics that you would like me to actually do some on, because in the videos coming up, as an intuitive hypnotherapist, I have to be honest about it. When I do work with clients, I tune into the universe, I tune into higher consciousness. That's how I do what I do. So I am going to be doing some videos actually tuning in to higher confidence about some of the really important topics that humanity is facing today. You see, I don't believe that we have to have this massive struggle. We have to have this massive struggle until we realize how powerful we are. But then we realize how powerful we are. It's really about understanding how to play this game we call life. So anyway, love to have your comments below. If you've got some suggestions on videos you'd like me to make, I'm totally open to that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying around. And if you'd like to know more, my website details are in the bio if you want to actually check in or if you'd like to experience some hypnosis. See you on my next video.